What's up, y'all? It's your boy Drake's Takes. Feeling so freaking good today. It's gonna be an incredible day. We got my cousin Jared, the biggest Buckeye, the biggest Laker, the biggest Texan. We're not gonna talk Texans because that's just sad. We're feeling good today. Had a beautiful day. Did some comedy. Watched Mariners. My bad, he's texting me. Watched Mariners and Blue Jays yesterday. It was tough to watch. I'm just gonna be honest. Sorry, this is not professional, but fuck it. Mariners Blue Jays was tough. I'm just gonna be honest. It was not fun to watch. But we are feeling good. Tomorrow we're gonna have Max Hanson on. It's gonna be incredible. We're gonna talk UFC 321. I'm gonna record my NFL recap tomorrow as well. Everything will be dropping tomorrow, I believe, Wednesday. It's going to be incredible. I'm so excited. Now, my cousin Jared has been a Buckeyes fan. My grandpa's a Buckeyes fan. My uncle's a Buckeyes fan. I'm a Notre Dame fan. Me and my dad are out to left field, which is a little different, but that's cool. So I'm excited. I'm going to bring up Notre Dame OSU, how he hurt me last year, which is fine. That stuff happens. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna talk Raiders. It's tomorrow as well. It's gonna be. There's such a sad sack of shit. The Raiders are. They're so terrible. There was Max Crosby rumors today. It doesn't look true, which is pretty awesome. But we'll see. We will see. Jared's gonna be calling me right now. Here he goes. Jared, what's up, brother?
Thank you, sir.
How's it going?
Doing good.
Just been a pretty good year for you so far in Buckeye land, I would say. 7-0, number 2 in the country. How are you feeling? Or number 1 in the country. How are you feeling?
I feel great right now. I feel like the team is trending in the right direction. I am going to be a little nitpicky, though, about the Buckeyes. This run game needs to get into shape. But I feel optimistic about the two freshman running backs we've got. And two, just having that defense is a great backbone to have. It's lets the offense come along and all the rest.
So obviously, last year is the peak of peaks. Probably you win a national championship. It's probably ranking national championships. You've probably seen Lakers and another Buckeye, and then this Buckeye. Is this the best one yet? I mean, you ripped my heart out. You ripped Notre Dame's heart out, which is unfortunate. But how did that one feel, just in general?
Yeah, it was this one and 2014, and then Lakers would be the three most recent ones, I guess. The 2014 team in the first 14 playoff will always hold a special place in my heart. With losing, I think it was week 2, Virginia Tech at home. Just a devastating loss, especially after I remember crying after finding out that Braxton Miller was out for the year when he hurt his shoulder during the offseason. And I believe it was his shoulder, but I remember crying. And then for that team to go on to win the national championship with J.C. Barrett, Cardell Jones. But that said, last year's team was special. It was the only thing was just that loss to Michigan. But I don't know if we win it all if we don't lose that game. So I don't know. It's hard to say, but
yeah, and it was a legendary year for the draft for the Buckeyes as well. I don't know the number, but I think there was about 7 in the first 2 rounds. Out of the first 2 rounders, like the biggest guys you lost, is there a noticeable hole that you noticed the most from the guys that were drafted, like maybe a Donovan Jackson or a Tyleik Williams? Anybody specific that you're like, dang, I wish we had him this year?
Yes, Donnie Jackson, just because of the versatility and also to our guard play, specifically on the right side of the line. It's not been awesome, although Donovan was on the left. But nonetheless, and then just the running backs too. I mean, you just had 2 absolute dogs Two guys who are finding success in the league, especially Judkins recently coming on the past few weeks for the Browns. But you just have two elite running backs, and that's going to be hard to replace no matter who you are. And that would be, if I were to say I had to pinpoint one spot on the team where it's like, okay, if we had just like a dude here, it could be different. I'd probably say at that running back position, just with losing both Henderson and Judkins.
Yeah, and like I said, the beginning of the year, you start 7-0. The story for me, like every Buckeye game I've watched, obviously the first week is like two freshman quarterbacks against Texas, so I kind of take that into account. But other than that, it's just been domination and just control in every game. I didn't really see none of the games so far this year have seemed like it's out of, like it seems out of reach for other teams. Like it just seems like every game has been pretty dominant for the Buckeyes. Is that how you feel so far?
Yeah, it is. I would say so on the defensive side of the ball. Just like I just don't see teams are not scoring, and there's never been a game kind of like you were hinting at. There's never been a game where it felt like the Buckeyes weren't in control, which is on one hand great, and on the other hand too, it's like I would like to see the team to some degree be tested, and it just makes you a little nervous. Makes me at least a little nervous heading into the late season if there's not a close game that we have to grind out. But I mean, we did do that in week one, sort of. So, I think that we've never put ourselves in a bad spot this year, and I think we've done what we needed to do. I think they've been ultra conservative with saying, especially beginning the year. And I think we're starting to see them begin to open him up to let him toss the ball around and take some more shot plays. But yeah, I just think they've leaned heavily on the defense, played super slow as far as even like pace of play and plays run. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think for a freshman, Sands got 1,800 yards, 19 touchdowns, only 3 picks. I think he's shown that he hasn't faced the greatest of defenses, but he's shown he can make the plays when needed to.
Exactly, and I think that's the biggest thing because, he doesn't need to really win the games. You're gonna be hard pressed to find a game on Ohio State's schedule that you look at and go, yeah, Sands gonna need to go and win that one for them. I think those games will come late, probably in the Big Ten championship game and later on in the playoffs. But other than that, he just needs to be serviceable, and he's been more than serviceable. He's been super efficient, super accurate as well. That's one thing that has jumped out to me, is that this guy just pretty much doesn't miss. And he plays smart, and he's just been showing a lot of maturity for a first-year starter that you don't typically see, and you really are not seeing anywhere else in the country for someone at such a young age.
Well, it is the elephant in the room, but I understand he's probably but he's also probably got the two best wide receivers in the best duo of wide receivers between Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. 1,200 yards and 14 touchdowns between the two of them so far this year. It helps when you have Jeremiah Smith, who's shown from freshman year that he's going to be probably the number 1 pick in the draft whenever he comes out. And it helps that Carnell Tate is right as solid as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that those guys are both the best in what they do. Jeremiah Smith is an alien, and maybe the best wide receiver prospect since Julio or Megatron. And Carnell Tate doesn't really take a back seat to him. And he's proving that this year that he is wide receiver 1 worthy. And, I mean, I don't think that there is a better situation that a quarterback could have inherited as a first-year starter. I think that would be realistic, at least. And so those guys have just been a huge help. And two, it's and specifically thinking for Smith, a lot of what he does doesn't even show up in the stat book.
Mm-hmm.
Of when he draws a double team or a triple team even, and is controlling the defense through the routes that he runs, even when he's not getting the ball.
Yep.
And allowing for his teammates to get open. I don't think that there is a better situation that a quarterback has, honestly, in the country, just because of how elite those guys are, and they just make life easy. It's like throw even accuracy of passes and just having a wide catch radius like those guys do. They just make life easy on the quarterback.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, speaking of the defense, you said it's been a little slow, but from my team, the Raiders are a dumpster fire, and I've been looking at mocks, and Arvell Reese has risen. They have him go to the Raiders in like 3 different mocks. Tell me a little bit more about him. I love what I've seen from him so far, but you've seen him more than me. Like, how do you feel about him so far this year?
Yeah, I look at Arvell Reese, and he just looks like a freak of nature. He looks like he reminds me of a little bit in a weird way of Chase Young in terms of, like, you look at that guy and you think that is just not normal. That guy is an alien, and he is honestly, I think, looking at our roster, our best pass rusher, and the dude can move. He there's a clip that went a little bit viral of him out on the left side of the field when Damon Williams, the quarterback at Washington, a guy who can run, who's got some legs to him, gets out on the edge and tries to go by Reese, and he just smashes him step for step. It's just truly, the guy is a freak of nature, and he always seems to be near the ball, which is just such a valuable trait for a linebacker. Whether it's a guy working back when he cuts back and he meets Reese, and Reese is there to meet him, or if there's a slant route coming across the middle and he's there to meet them there. The guy just is not normal athletically and is near the ball, which I think if you're looking for a linebacker, I mean, the guy's, I think, 6'4", 230 pounds.
Yeah.
230, 40 pounds. The dude's just not normal looking, and he can move. He's just ridiculously fast, and can rush the passer too, which just makes him so incredibly dangerous in blitz packages, and all the rest. So just a freak of nature is the best way, I think, to describe Arvell Reese.
And we talked about 7 games in, feeling pretty good. The last 5 of the regular season is Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and the vaunted Michigan once again. My thing is, I know you said the tougher games will come later, but but do you think that'll actually be an issue going into the playoff? Maybe not having really played a super tough team, like having to get that anxiety of a big game like that late, you know? I mean, obviously the Michigan game will be big, but other than that, the rest of these games look pretty. Penn State's pretty much dead. Purdue's not amazing. UCLA's fine. Rutgers is pretty mediocre. How do you feel on that?
Yeah, I think that I will feel better after the Michigan game, regardless of the results. You're playing at Michigan in my opinion, the greatest rivalry in sports.
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy task, and you are just at a different level of maturity after that game. And so I think going into that game, will I feel probably a little uneasy about how Sam will handle the moment? Sure. But he's also passed every test so far, with Texas at home, going to Washington and to Illinois, and just handling business and looking great while doing so. Nothing that we have seen so far would make me feel nervous about that. It's just the fact that it's new. And we just don't know for sure what it's going to be like going to a team that is, a big rivalry where rankings don't really matter. That game will make me feel a little uneasy, but after that, I think that it'll be a different level of confidence that
Yeah.
all of Buckeye Nation feels.
And I mean, I think I'm probably root for Ohio State more than Michigan, but I think the matchup between Sayin and Bryce Underwood, both freshmen coming in, it could be a matchup we see for the next 3 years, depending if they stay at those schools. And I think that'd be really great to build some rapport. Like, let's have two quarterbacks, keep going at it, throwing punches. I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I think especially with the way that college football is, where a lot of schools you're seeing guys who have transferred in from other universities and are fifth-year starters and redshirt seniors, and I mean that's literally what Ohio State did last year. But I'm excited over the next however many years to see that matchup and to see hopefully a lot more of that across all of college football. Young guys getting opportunities and kind of giving us that feel of some older college football of seeing guys in one spot for over a period of time and watching them go head-to-head multiple times.
Yeah, it's awesome. So last thing on Ohio State, then we'll talk like a little Lakers and get up out of here. So aspirations, I mean, Natty last year, is it the same? Are you going in to the final 5 games, 6 games of the regular season and the Big Ten championship? Are you thinking the same thing?
Yeah, I think you, as an Ohio State fan, obviously are going to lean more towards the optimism. That's at least my bend as a fan. And, I mean, right now I just look across the landscape of college football, and I don't see any reason why the Buckeyes cannot go and win it again. I mean, that defense is just what I keep coming back to. I'm just not sure how teams are going to score against the Buckeyes, and it's not a fail-safe. It is something that travels regardless of where it is. And it just gives me confidence. And the when looking at the rest of the season. And so to answer your question, I guess it would be, yeah, I think that it's not only realistic, but right now I look across all of college football and think, as of now, Ohio State should be the favorite, and they are, and I think bettors and fans would agree with that.
Yeah, so I think the same thing. I think Ohio State, obviously, they'll be in the playoff, I think, pretty much locked in, even if they fall to Michigan. I think they're pretty much a lock at this point. Let's move on to we're recording this Tuesday night, the first night of the NBA season. First game, Houston and Thunder. I think it's happening or just happened. Second game is Lakers Warriors. That Lakers, you're a Lakers fan at heart. So it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be interesting to go to see how the change is in atmosphere from Luka Lakers to from LeBron Lakers to Luka Lakers. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think that there is definitely some shifts that you're seeing happen on the Lakers, even from an organization standpoint, and just who they are adding and who they are letting walk. But honestly, I'm optimistic about what the season could look like. I mean, you have Luka Doncic, who is a top probably 3 to 4 player in the league. And while LeBron's not going to be the one that's going to be your primary guy anymore, it's hard to not like him as your number 2 option. And the only thing that I look at when I look at the Lakers roster is that depth going to be able to perform at a level that's good? Are they going to be able to handle teams like a Nuggets that have an elite center in Jokic?
Yeah,
like is DeAndre Ayton good enough for the Lakers to actually make a run at something?
And looking, I mean, we can go to the bench. They made LaRavia, Marcus Smart. They added Ayton. Looking at the starters right now, it looks like they're going to bring out Luka, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton. How do you feel if that's your starting 5 the whole year? Do you feel confident? Are you shaky? I know Ayton has got some bad press, but I think he could really, with Luka and with LeBron, maybe he could kind of switch the narrative.
Yeah, I think that it's the big man that is the lob threat, which is a big deal. I'm excited to see him possibly have a bit of a comeback, especially after just what the past years have looked like for him, being with the Suns and even the Trailblazers the past couple of seasons of just is he going to be able to get to that level, Aiden, that we all have kind of expected from him, and have not really seen consistently. That said, I think also too, there's opportunity for a guy like Jackson Hayes who got a lot of run last year to continue to grow. And I look at this roster and I just think, like, you're going to have guys like Reeves is going to have to be really solid as a fourth option. Hachimura, to me, I think is probably who I want as that third option before Reeves.
Yeah.
And especially just with the way that the Lakers roster is built, to me it feels like he may be able to have some matchups with James in the game because he's taking a defender away from Hachimura that in all likelihood would be the typical defender that you would put on him. And so I think overall I'm excited to see really what this season looks like for the Lakers. I'm excited to see the guys that step up that we're not even talking about right now.
Yeah.
But I think the Lakers season's not going to be defined by what Luka does or what LeBron does. It's going to be defined by do they have a strong third option, and is their depth good enough for them to make a run?
So that's my final question, talking overall. Do you think this team has, it has Luka, who was just in the championship a couple years ago. It has LeBron, who has all the championship experience in the world. Do you think LeBron has one more championship in him? Like, this was his last year. Do you think this team can win a championship?
Do I think this team can win a championship? I don't know. I think you look at this team and you have to stack them up against the best in the NBA right now, which is the Thunder and honestly the Rockets too now with Durant and the way that Sengun's been playing. And I guess it looks like they're going to overtime as we speak. But you just stack the Lakers up against those two rosters, and it's like, do I honestly think that in a 7-game series that the Lakers can beat these teams? I think it would take a heroic effort from Luka, which he is able to give. I think it would take a heroic effort from LeBron, which he is able to give. Do I think that the Lakers should be favorited, or do I think that is a high possibility? Not at all. But do I think that it is a possibility? Sure. I mean, I think that they have the capacity as a team to do something special. It's just a matter of are we going to get the Luka that showed up in the final, Luka that brought the Mavericks to the finals 2 years ago? And are we going to get vintage LeBron? And is the Lakers' depth going to be able to perform at a level that is championship caliber?
Yeah. Well, here's my final thought on that. It's Luka, it's LeBron. The thing is that when it comes down to the finals, a lot of times it's who's the best player on the floor that night. Game 7 last year, Tyrese Halliburton, clearly the best player on the floor, gets injured. Thunder end up stealing it. I think Luka and LeBron on any given night have the ability to be the best player on the court And I think that's the biggest thing going into those big games. If Luka and LeBron are dialed in, I don't know. Between the two, I don't know if they're really, they can, I feel they can win any series, but it's if they're really locked in. You know, is Luka's health really better this year? Is LeBron like playing like he's 42 or 41, however old he is? That's going to be the biggest thing. Anything else you want to say on the Bucks or on the Lakers before we get out of here?
No, man, I'm excited to see how the season goes for both of them, and I am just glad that we are no longer, I know we've been in almost halfway, a little bit over halfway through the college football season, but I'm still just thankful that we're no longer in the dead season of sports, and we're starting to get all of the best.
Yeah, it's about to be the season where there's not a night that something's not happening. Jared, I really appreciate it. I love you, buddy. I'll see you around. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Love you
Thanks.
too.
See ya. Peace. All right, bro. That was Drake's Takes. Calling Max Hanson tomorrow, doing NFL stuff. I love you. Peace. What's up, y'all? Drake's Takes, the NFL recap section. How we feeling today? It's a beautiful Wednesday. I'm off work today. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Recorded with my cousin Jared, talking Bucks, talking Lakers yesterday. That's incredible. Gonna record with Max later today at some point. We're gonna talk UFC 321, BJJ, everything combat sports. I'm so excited to have these people on. I'm so excited for you guys to hear it. I'm just gonna get into it. The Raiders. This whole page, I have legitimately a whole page. And it's just the first like 6 lines are just bad words. I just had to like get everything out of my chest. Because this team is dog shit. This team is horrific. This team is terrible. This team is dog shit. This team is hot ass. This team is booty cheeks. This team is crap. Bottom of the barrel. Mediocre. Middle of the mall. We're cooked chat. L's in the chat. Whatever the kids are saying. Dude, we're dog shit. That's one of the worst performances. That's one of the worst games in NFL history. Look at these stats. I don't even want to, I'm doing this first because I don't want to think, I want to be in a positive mindset the rest of the episode or whatever it's called. So I'm just like, I don't want to think about them after this. 31-0 to the Chiefs. These are the stats. 95 total yards for the Raiders. 95. 3 first downs. 3 first downs. The Chiefs got 30 first downs. And and that's another thing. We ran 30 total plays. 30 total plays in a game. And the Chiefs had 30 first downs. So they had more first down. They had the same amount of first downs as we had plays. Dog shit. This team is fucking cooked. And I'm sorry for cursing, but damn, this team's trash. 7 weeks in. 7 weeks in, we give it all up. 0 red zone appearances, 0 for 7 on third down, 25 rushing yards. We have Ashton Genty, we got 25 rushing yards, 70 passing yards, 434 total yards allowed, 30 total plays, like I said. This is an icing on the cake loss. I was like, maybe I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They'll scrap a little bit, and they didn't at all. That's freaking terrible. One of the worst games in league history. Like I said, Geno, 10 for 16, 67 yards. Mahomes, 26 for 35, 286 yards, 3 tuds. Rashee Rice, 2 touchdowns. He's back. Just toss the season in the trash, man. It's freaking terrible, bro. Tank for Fernando Mendoza or whoever's the best quarterback. And there's a Matt Crosby to the Cowboys trade rumor. I will leave. I will leave this team if he's traded. That's a real thing. I'm thinking about it. I heard it's not true. But in the moment, I was like, dude, I'm gone. I'll go to the Cowboys. I don't care. This team has screwed me for the last freaking time. It's tiring, man. Because we get Pete Carroll. We get Geno. We're like, oh, we're going to have a better quarterback. We're going to have a better coach. I'm excited. Let's freaking go. I'm juiced up. And we're 7 games in. We're 2-5. And we're thinking about next year already. Like, let's just get this year out of the way. So freaking ass, man. It's so frustrating. Let me talk. I want to talk real teams that actually matter. Let's go to the Thursday night game. Bengals, Steelers. Flacco looks like old Flacco. I'm the biggest Flacco head ever. You can ask any of my homies. I'm the biggest Flacco ever. I'm the same with Britney Spears. They're never die to me. They're still dogs. Still great to me. 342 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, it's pretty easy. He has the best duo of wideouts in the league. Jamar Chase, 16 catches, 161 yards, a touchdown. Higgins, 6 catches, 96 yards, a touchdown. When you have those two dudes, you're chilling. Just be solid, Flacco. And you were. Great win for the Bengals. Tough loss for the Steelers. A-Rod, 249 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. You can't really get any better for A-Rod. They just said they want A-Rod back for next year. That's how good he played. That's a tough. You mean Freiermuth, 5 receptions, 111 yards. 111 yards. Warren, 16 carries, 127 yards. Steelers next 3. Packers, Colts, Chargers. That's what I said a couple weeks ago or a week ago. I'm worried about the Steelers' schedule because now they're going to get into the meat of the schedule. They just lost the freaking Bengals, who aren't that good, and now you have to go Packers, Colts, Chargers, and all 3 of those teams probably playoff teams. So we'll see how the Steelers. We'll see what their medal is like. Let's go. Rams are a tank. I don't know. Rams are a tank. I really like the Rams. The Rams beat the Jags 35-7. You would think this game was closer. The Jags threw for had 400 total yards, couldn't get in the end zone. Stafford 5 touchdowns. The Rams defense is tough. 7 sacks for them. I'm in on the Rams. I was in on the Rams from the beginning of the year. Devontae Adams 3 touchdowns. He still got it, man. No Puka, no problem. Doesn't matter, man. Jags. Okay, what are we supposed to say? That's dog shit. I understand it's overseas, but no excuses, man. Jags, that's tough. Travis Hunter finally gets a touchdown. He saved Skip Bayless. Screw you, man. That's messed up. Jags passing D, 27th. Rushing D, 8th. Figure it out, Jags. That was a rough look for you guys. Pats, Titans. Pats have the 4th pick right now because they made a trade. It's going to be crazy. They're going to have a top 5 pick. And it doesn't matter. Drake May, 21 for 23, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns. Drake May, a stud, man. The Pats next 4, Browns, Falcons, Bucks, Jets. All those games are winnable. The Pats look incredible, dude. I'm loving Drake May. I'm loving the Pats right now. All right, we're going to go Panthers, Jets. Jets, this is a pretty rough game. 13-6, Panthers beat the Jets. Pretty rough freaking game. Panthers 4-3, Jets. Absolutely horrendous, 0-7. They bench Fields for Tyrod Taylor. That's so messed up. We're benching our boy Fields. I love Tyrod Taylor, but we got to bring in Tyrod. It's fuck, dude. That's your best option? Freaking old Tyrod, man. The Jets, let's just immediately draft best quarterback. Screw it. I don't care. Fields 6 for 12, benched. Bro, get out of here. I hope that I'm really sad for Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson because both those dudes are studs. And they don't get the love they deserve because they're on the freaking Jets. That's terrible, man. Carolina versus Bills next week. Gonna be incredible. I freaking love that game. I really hope Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson go somewhere where they can actually shine. I'm praying for them that they get some shit. Because I love both those dudes. Go to a good situation. Figure it out. You're awesome. Don't give up. Y'all rule. Eagles 28, Vikes 22. 0 tush-push touchdowns. That's the stat of the day. 0 tush-push touchdowns. That's freaking awesome. Hurts, I love when you're a quarterback, Hurts. 19 for 23, 300 yards, 3 tuds. Sorry, 3 tuds. I love that. A.J. Brown, 121 yards. Devonta Smith, 183 yards. I love when you're a quarterback, Hurts. Be a quarterback more. I understand it's easy to run and do all this. You're fun when you're a quarterback, dude. It's sick. I love it. Vikes, you're in trouble, dude. Wentz, 2 picks. Addison, 9 catches, 128 yards. I don't know what the quarterback situation. I still don't know if the Vikes are good. I wake up every day. I wake up, do my normal morning stuff, brush my teeth, and I'm are the Vikes good? Can we admit that we don't know? We don't know. Ever since they don't have McCarthy healthy. Wentz is fine, but it's what are we doing, man? I don't know. The Eagles, Giants, 2 next week. That's going to be a fun game. The Giants have found something. They're playing a lot better. They lost. We'll talk about that. Browns, Finns. I love the Browns defense, and I love the Browns young dudes. Judkins, Fannin are studs. Judkins, 3 touchdowns. Fannin only had 4 catches. Dylan Gabriel just had to be good enough because this was the Miami Dolphins tankathon. Get them gone. Mike McDaniels, peace, brother. Get them capris. You can hang out in Miami still, but you're not hanging out at the team facility anymore. Dog water for them. The Browns, 4 turnovers forced on Miami. The Browns defense is crazy, and they're still going to have probably a high pick next year as well. That'll help them. I like the Browns young guys. They're building some momentum for them. I like that. That's a solid win. I already talked Raiders Chiefs. I don't want to. I'll puke, dude. I can't think about them. It's so freaking sad. Okay. All right, Bears Saints. The Bears 4-2. A win is a win. This was an ugly game. Rough Caleb Williams game. DeAndre Swift And Kyle Monungai came through swift, 19 carries, 124 yards. He's a stud, man. The Bears defense showed up and showed out. They looked great against the Saints. I don't think the Saints aren't good, but they're not terrible. I don't know how to book them. They're not good. They've got some interesting guys: Olave, Kamara, Rashid, Shaheed. Like a couple of those guys could be going to the deadline. They're all studs. The Bears, great freaking win. If the Bears beat the Ravens next week, they'll be 5-2, and discussions have to be had. If the Bears are 5-2, it's like we gotta look and be like, yo, is this team playoff bound? Like, what are they're figuring stuff out. Ben Johnson's a great coach. Caleb Williams, rough performance, but he got some help from the defense and the running game. Let's freaking go, dude. I live in Chicago. Bear down. I'm riding with you boys. I went to the first game. I wanted you to win so bad. Bear down, dude. Let's freaking go. Dial it in. Great job, Ben Johnson. Colts, Chargers. Indiana Jones is alive and well. He was running against the boulder, and he beat the boulder, and he slid in, and he grabbed his freaking Colts helmet, and he grabbed it from underneath and caught it just before the door shut. They beat the Chargers 38-24. Daniel Jones, 288 yards, 2 tuds. Jonathan Taylor, 132 total yards, 3 touchdowns. He's incredible, dude. The line's incredible. Taylor is awesome. I freaking love watching Jonathan Taylor play football. Tyler Warren is turning out to be one of the best picks, the steal of the draft. 4 catches, 69 yards, 1 touchdown. But it's everything else he does. He blocks. He sets decoys. He's incredible. I freaking love him. Alec Pierce, wide receiver for the Colts, so underrated. I freaking love him. He's awesome. I don't have anything on the Chargers. They're spooky to me because I don't know who they are yet. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're bad. This was a big game for them, and they didn't show out. Herbert, kind of a garbage time stats guy. He puts up yards when they're losing already. That's tough. Bronx, Giants, is that the best fourth quarter we've all ever seen? If we're looking at each other right now, is that the best fourth quarter ever? That was incredible. Broncos scored 33 in the fourth quarter. Bo Nix with the game of all games. 279 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 48 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Bo Nix is incredible. This Broncos team, the defense is insane. If the offense can get cooking, this team's a problem for anybody. We thought they were a problem last year, but Bo Nix, second year, is figuring stuff out. I freaking love it. I still just don't know if they're good, they're bad, or they're fine. I think they're good. I think they're really good, but also some night games they play, like this one, they looked rough in the first half and they came back. I don't know. Defense is incredible, though, man. The defense is incredible, but not this game. But Dart, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns. Bronx Cowboys is my game of the week next week. I freaking love that matchup. Let's go, Bronx Cowboys. Speaking of the Cowboys, they smack belt to ass on the Commanders, 44-22. Cowboys, are they the funnest team we've ever seen? I'm like obsessed with the Cowboys. I might be a Cowboys fan. My dad's a Cowboys fan. I want to be a Cowboys fan just to be a Cowboys fan. I was kind of like, Max Crosby, go to the Cowboys. I'll root for you there. You know, I want to root. I like watching the Cowboys. Dude, they're fun. Dak is awesome. Pickens is awesome. CeeDee Lamb is back. 5 catches, 110 yards and a tud. Jake Ferguson is 4th in the league with 51 catches. The Cowboys are a beautiful squad. The defense still rough. They should probably get on the deadline and trade for a defensive guy. But I really like them. Like I said, Dak, 3 tuds. Pickens, Ferguson, awesome. Cowboys, 3-1. They're going into Broncos, Cards, Raiders. I think if they can come out of that 5-4, they're feeling pretty good. If they're 6-3, you're feeling incredible. Like they just have to win like 2 of 3, and I'll feel pretty good about them. Packers, Cards. A 27-23, kind of a snooze fest though. Parsons finally showed up, 3 sacks. First 3-sack game of his career, which is kind of crazy to think about. Brissett is not terrible, dude. Jacoby Brissett, 279 yards, 2 tuds. He looked solid. McBride is just the most solid dude ever. Like, he's such a good tight end. He catches everything. 10 catches, 74 yards, 2 tuds. I love watching McBride play. I don't know. Brissett is awesome, dude. I freaking love Brissett. Josh Jacobs only 58 yards, but 3 straight games with 2 touchdowns. He's just a tank on the inside. I freaking love Jacobs. He's awesome. He was great as a Raider. I wish he didn't leave, but right now, I mean, I'm glad he left because it's looking rough for the boys right now. Sheesh, I freaking hate it so much. I don't even think about it. 49ers, Falcons, McCaffrey, MVP. Can we have the conversation yet? He's looking better than he's ever looked. 200 overall yards. 129 rushing yards, 72 receiving yards, 2 tuds. Mac Jones doing just enough. Brock Purdy still hurt. I'm hoping he comes back soon. We'll see. Falcons, just give the ball to Bijan, dude. Like, that's the thing. Bijan, Drake London, you have two dudes. Penix is fine, but you have Bijan and Drake London. Get them the ball, man. Purdy, like I said, still hurt. 49ers next two games, Texans and Giants. Like, if you can go 1-1 in those and you get Purdy back the next week, you got to feel pretty good about that. 49ers all healthy is a problem. Purdy, Ayuk, and Kittle specifically. If they're all healthy, this team is tough. They're 5-2 right now. And we'll see, man. We'll see. The Texans, dead. Put a nail in the coffin. I'm hitting the nail on the coffin. You see that? They're dead. The O-line is abysmal. Stroud looks mediocre as heck. 23 for 49, 229 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Rough. The Seahawks look insane. I freaking love the Seahawks this year. JSN, 8 catches, 123 yards, a touchdown. Charbonnet. This guy's just like the claw. Like, Kenneth Walker has all the yards, and then Charbonnet on the goal line, he's like, the claw. He goal line, steals 2 touchdowns from... But it doesn't matter. The Seahawks win again. They're 5-2. The 49ers, 5-2. Rams, 5-2. They're all... That's a great division. That's so fun to watch. I'm so excited for that. The Lions beat the Bucks, 378 yards for the Lions. Gibbs' sanity is real. Jeremiah Gibbs... 17 carries, 136 yards, 3 catches, 82 yards, 2 tuds. He's awesome. The Lions offense is spooky, man. Like Montgomery, Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Laporta. J-Mo didn't get any looks, but he's incredible too. Sometimes you have a bad day. The Bucks need to get healthy bad. Mike Evans out. Godwin out. Bucky Irving out. They need to get healthy so freaking bad. It sounds like Evans is going to be out till later in the year, which is a tough loss. But you have Ibuka. You have Cade Otton. Tez Johnson, build on the young guys. Baker, I still love you, man. Keep pushing, man. I freaking love it. Super Bowl this year, the top 6 odds right now, and I hate going to gambling, but the odds are the odds. Chiefs, Lions, Packers, Bills, Eagles, Rams. If I had to pick right now, it's hard. I don't want to say Chiefs, but it's Chiefs. Oh, they figured out. They got Rashee Rice back. He scored 2 tuds. Oh, my Lord. The Bills are tough, but they just got to figure some stuff out. Like, I don't know who wins. It's fun to just have these talks because anything could change. We're only 7 weeks in. But right now, like, the Chiefs look incredible. The Eagles, when they put their stuff together, are incredible. The Rams look great. The defense is figuring stuff out. I don't know. I really don't know. The playoffs right now in the AFC, Colts, Patriots, Broncos, Steelers, Bills, Chargers, Jags. The teams on the edge. Chiefs, Bengals, Texans. That'd be a fun... That's like 2008 playoffs. Like, that's like old... That's like back in the 2010 playoffs. And the NFC is just always the same teams. Right now it's Packers, Niners, Eagles, Bucks, Lions, Seahawks, Rams. That's literally like... Seems like it's been the same 7 teams in the NFC for years. And it's going to be that again. Bears, Panthers, Cowboys on the verge. Dude, I'm rooting for the Cowboys from here on out. I don't know if they're going to win a chip, but I'm going to root for them to win because they're so damn fun to watch. Draft watch, Raiders at 6. I'm just going to be in draft watch mode with the Raiders. I'm going to be watching every freaking quarterback like they're my new quarterback for the Raiders. My thing is I really like the Pats. I think the Pats are sneaky. I don't know how far they can go, but I love Drake May. That defense is figuring some stuff out. Between Ramondre and Travion Henderson, I think they've got solid backs. Ramondre's like shaky, but when he figures it out, he's good. Hunter Henry's a great tight end. I don't know. In my team, I still like the Bucks and the freaking NFC. I can't quit them. I love Benjamin Morrison, former Notre Dame player. If the Bucks get healthy, they're trouble. I like the Bucks. I don't know, dude. Right now, it's a toss-up. I don't know. It's fun to talk about, though. It's really fun. I think that's all I got NFL-wise. Like I said, this is going to be in between my talk with Jared and my talk with Max Hanson. I'm so excited for you guys to hear this. I'm feeling good, man. I'm trying to be a better dude every day. I'm trying to wake up, be a better guy. So yeah, man, let's freaking go. Let's have a heck of a week. This is dropping like Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. Let's have a heck of a rest of the week, dude. I'm feeling great. I'm freaking blessed beyond belief. Let's have a damn week. Be better every day. Peace. Drake's Takes. What's up, y'all? Drake's Takes. We're here for the call-in segment with Max Hanson. He's an ADCC competitor. He's an IBJJF champ. He trains out of Adamas in the T. Shout out the T. That's amazing. I freaking love it. He's going to call me here in a minute. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited to talk to him. He's just coming back from Britain. He had a great match with Shawnee Stewart, a little wily British guy, but he took care of him pretty smoothly. He trains at Adamas, like I said, Pedigo Fighting Systems with Dante, my brother, my dad. It's a family affair at that point. I'm really excited for this. We're going to talk a little UFC. We're going to talk a little BJJ, what happened over the last couple weeks. And then we'll see what's up with that. This previous week we had a great card in Canada. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about the UFC 321 pay-per-view coming up this weekend. And let's see how it goes. Here, he's going to call right now. Hello, can you hear me, Max?
What's up, man? Can you see me?
Yeah, I can't see you, but you won't be on video, so you're good.
I won't be on video.
We'll get the video figured out at some point. But how's it going? We just talked about your accolades so far. Your fight about your match with Shawnee Stewart. I watched it. Wily guy, but you seem pretty dominant for most of it. How do you feel coming out of it?
Actually, this is my first time fighting, because I just recently moved down a weight class into 66, where usually I fight at 77. Because before I thought that, days before CGI was introduced, ADCC was always day up weigh-in, and they've changed it to day before, so I just feel like the strength difference is crazy now, so
yeah.
He got third at 66 trial, so honestly, it's just a good confidence boost, because it just makes me dude, it's way easier to deal with them than the 77ers, because some of those guys are huge.
Yeah, and this is a question just for me, is that your first time in Britain, first of all?
No, my dad's from England, my mom's whole family's from Scotland.
Okay.
So it's probably my 8th time over there, but it's my first time in Liverpool. Liverpool is pretty lit, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Can I swear?
Yeah, you can do whatever.
Alright, share the gas. Yeah, we had a good time afterwards. The night scene there is pretty nice. Everyone there is pretty cool. When people say it's dangerous, oh, you're gonna get stabbed and stuff. It's well, you're from America. You can drive in the wrong neighborhood and get shot. So Liverpool really isn't. To me, it's not that dangerous compared to places I've seen here. Right?
Yeah.
So I think in that overflow, everyone was very nice and felt safe.
Yeah. So my first question, going country to country, you've competed against a Brit last time. You competed probably against every type of country. Do you feel a difference in jiu-jitsu style from country to country, like Brazilian versus Britain? Do you notice a significant difference in style?
Yeah, I would say the people in Europe are really, really leg lock focused. I wouldn't. Their passing isn't usually the best, because so many of them are just hyper focused on leg locks. I think that's just kind of the culture that bred over there with jiu-jitsu. I think with Danaher and Gordon, that's kind of how I got introduced to Britain. So I would say they are very leg lock heavy, but they don't feel very good on top, and they're not that there isn't guys who are good on top, but also their wrestling is just lacking, man.
Mm-hmm.
I would say their wrestling is very, very lacking.
Yeah.
Whereas Brazilians, I feel like they have very good sweeps. They're very, very heavy on top. They've got good pressure. They can scramble well. At least in my experience fighting them. So, but they're super weak when it comes to leg locks. Most of them, there are a lot of Brazilians who train in America who have a lot of leg locks, and they have a complete game. But I'd say generally, going by general, just my experience. And then I would say the wrestling, and most of the time, I can only name a handful of Brazilians that have really, really good wrestling, Baby Shark, guys like this. Whereas if you see elite North American guys, honestly, I think they're just gonna take over eventually, just because they kind of focus on everything as grappling as a whole. They try not to separate leg locks from the guard, from sweeps and takedowns and stand up and top game and passing. They kind of mix everything together.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I would notice it.
Nice. And I don't know if you caught any of the UFC. They had a UFC in Canada this weekend. The main event was Rainer de Ritter and Brendan Allen. De Ritter couldn't get off the stool. He was just super gassed. Do you have any experience with maybe you look across from another guy and you just see they're so tired? Do you have experience just how tired you have to be to not be able to get off the stool?
jiu-jitsu, I would say one of the biggest things, just from my perspective, for the sport jiu-jitsu, when I look at someone's stamina and endurance, that's like their health bar, and if you drain that health bar to zero, it doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Like, it really doesn't come back. So once they're at zero, they're at zero. So if you get to that point, I mean, honestly, in that May, you have a round, you have a minute break.
Mm-hmm.
So you must be really, you gotta be fucking tired if you give it up like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But that was the second time Deverna has done that in his career, so I don't think that's a good sign. I think he's elite, but that means if guys can match him, whereas usually he's like used to bullying people in the clinch and being the bigger man and beating them in grappling. If guys can match his toughness, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, and it seemed like he had a rough cut too, from what I've heard. So that didn't help for sure either.
Yeah, I mean, but like it is what it is. He shouldn't have come out and like I had this, I had that, all of this, because no one really cares, because you have no idea what Brennan Allen was going through. He
Yeah.
didn't bring anything up.
Yeah.
Be dealing with a lot of things. So anytime you kind of bring stuff up, that's just you giving yourself excuses, whether it be true or not. Even if it is true, you still have to adapt to that.
Yep, for sure. All right, so we'll just talk about UFC 321, one of the last pay-per-views before they go to Paramount. Gane versus Aspinall is the main event. I think obviously everybody's high on Aspinall. My only thing from seeing him, some of his past fights that give me like a little bit of doubt is when he's moving back, he keeps his chin up and his head goes straight back, no really bobbing. He's been caught by Sergey Spivak and Curtis Blades a couple of times in those fights. Do you see anything like specifically in his game that is like troubling?
Yeah, actually, it's what you said when he fought the Russian guy. He does this thing where he tries to shoulder roll to both sides, and he'll lean back his head. So basically, if someone throws like a three-punch combo, he'll be able to evade this. But I think if someone just pressures him with jabs and like just keeps throwing but not overcommitting, they can start tagging him and finding him. So if the opponent is able to basically use consecutive jabs to get him to start doing that, it's as you say, he can catch him.
Yeah.
For sure. But I don't know how much he has improved. He's kind of been inactive for a bit, but he is kind of a beast, bro. He hasn't really been super challenged yet, so we'll see how it turns out. But I'm pretty sure he's still gonna win. But that is a weakness of his that people can take advantage of.
Yeah, and a weakness of Gane's, I mean, we saw him against Jones. His ground game is pretty horrific. I think Tom would make good on is trying to take him down pretty quickly. Do you agree?
Yeah, if Don just starts to pressure forward and if Aspinall feels like he's getting pushed back, he should just shoot, because that kind of grappling discrepancy takes years and years. It doesn't take 1 year. It takes years and years and years of only focus on grappling to level that up. Right? You see a lot of grapplers who can become good strikers, but rarely do I see strikers become like elite grapplers in a short amount of time. It takes so long. It takes a very long time because there's so many things you have to get good at. So many things you have to worry about, and it's all about efficiency. So if someone's even a little bit more efficient than you, if you're trying to grapple with them, you're just getting tired, and then your strikes are going to become ineffective as well.
And I think something that people have brought up like all fight week with Aspinall is he just doesn't have a lot of fight time in the cage, which I guess is understandable. But my thing is, it's such a high level sport. If you take those risks to try to go longer, you could get caught. Like, what do you think on that?
I just think that's just because it's just a heavyweight division. That's the thing with the heavyweight division and why the title defense record for it is not very high. I think it's like 2 or 3 title defenses to the record. So, bro, you can get caught very easily. The fights end short. So, we'll see. I wouldn't see this going to the distance unless Gane really just fights on the outside and just tries to like throw leg kicks and teeps and shit from the outside. I could see that happening, but I don't know. I think Tommy, he's always looked in good condition.
Yeah, he looks really good coming into this fight week. I just saw pictures of him in all his gear and stuff. He looks really good. We'll move to talk a couple more fights and then we'll get up out of here. Volkov versus Almeida is also on this card. I think it's pretty much a #1 contender fight, to be honest, unless Jones or Pereira move up. I think this is an interesting fight. I love Volkov, but I'm a little bit nervous for him. I think his takedown defense is improved, but it's still not great, and Almeida is just a beast on the ground.
Yeah, Volkov, he does have some grappling skills and submission threats off his back that help him get up when it's needed in fights. And he has a really, really good jab, so if he can stay behind his jab, I can see him having a lot of success. He's like a much more methodical fighter than most people in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
When it's to a tension, because sometimes he's been winning fights and then he just gets flash KO'd because he doesn't ever, like, he won't go nitro boost mode. He'll always kind of just fight at that slow pace. I think Volkov will win, though. I think he's I'm pretty high in Volkov. I like him as a fighter. I like guys who fight in a methodical way and don't just spaz out. I enjoy that, watching that.
Yeah, he's definitely fun to watch, especially for a heavyweight. He seems to be pretty in shape, which is, and at heavyweight is better than most things.
Yeah, he's very technical for him. Sure.
So, and then we'll talk Umar versus Mario Batista's on the card as well. This will probably be the last. Umar versus Merab. I think people forget how close that fight actually was. That was a really fun fight. I really loved watching it. It was very so technical. Did you catch that fight, and what did you think about it?
Yeah, I think Umar is the best guy in the division. It's not even close besides Merab. And it's just because Merab's pace is ridiculous. Because Umar was actually beating Merab for most of the fight, but as it got later in the fight, it slowed down, so he got tired. Literally, Umar didn't even do anything wrong in the fight. He was fighting perfect. Even in the later rounds, he still had a really good gas tank, and his pace was awesome. Just Merab's pace is actually ridiculous. So, Umar's definitely going to kill this guy.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because Mario Batista is a pretty solid fighter. It's just that top tier in that division is super tough.
No, yeah, Omar's championship level. That's the thing. He's championship level, so
Yeah.
it's like he's better than Corey. He's better than all those guys. Like for real, Merab's the only guy who can beat him.
And then they just booked these two fights for the end of the year: Merab versus Yan and Henry Cueto versus Talbot. Between those two, which one are you more excited for?
What was the second one?
It's Henry versus Talbot.
Oh yeah. The first one, honestly, I think they're giving that kid that title shot way too quick. He's not ready. He's not ready for. He's not fighting Merab. He's fighting for the flyweight title.
No, we're talking about Merab versus Yan.
Oh, versus John. Sorry, I thought you were talking about.
No, you're good. You're good. I think the Merab versus Yan fight. Yeah, you go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Let me switch what I said then. I think Yan's good. He does have KO, but he gets frustrated in his fights, and I honestly foresee him like really getting frustrated by the third, fourth round and giving up and getting finished for sure.
Yeah.
And then Talbot, Henry Cejudo has been out of shape for a long time. He's got fat, like not even eating, but Talbot is young and he's kind of like looking for good victories, especially after his last outing. And Henry, I mean, guys, people will be like, oh, Talbot has no grappling, but really Henry doesn't actually have grappling either. You've seen all of his fights. He's never won by grappling. He has no ability to control the position. He's one of these American wrestlers that thinks they're like super high level grappling, but really they have no idea how to hold someone down, how to pin them. Like in wrestling, it's literally like you pin somebody for 3 seconds, you win. It's like, okay, great. But I foresee Tate being able to get up. I don't see Henry like transitioning to submissions or stuff like this. I'm gonna pick Tate for this for sure. I think Henry is kind of on his way out, so we'll see what happens. He obviously is a legend, but I think the best days are behind him.
Yeah. And then I'll just do one more thing, and then we can talk about you a little more to end this all, to wrap it all up. I was just curious, what's the fight or match or whatever that really, I can go first so you can think about it a bit, but what's the best fight you've like either ever seen or like you're really connected to the sport? I'll start with mine. I think Shogun Rua versus Dan Henderson in the UFC. I was really into UFC growing up, but that was a fight that I remember it like it was yesterday. It was so clear in my mind. Just two old dogs going to war. Such a great fight. Do you have a jiu-jitsu match or a UFC or something like that that really in your mind it just sticks out so clearly?
For MMA, 100%, I'm going to say sticks out to me for jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of good jiu-jitsu matches for sure. The one I remember the most is probably going to be just Gordon versus Marcus Buchecha, because it's kind of like passing the torch from goat to goat.
Yeah.
See how someone like Buchecha could deal with Gordon, and he did do very well. But I remember I think everyone remembers, who's a fan of jiu-jitsu remembers like how perfect his shoulder crunch was in Buchecha. To sweep someone like that straight to mouth was super sick. It was very clean. His technical was like perfect jiu-jitsu. That's what you want to see. That's the match I remember the most.
Yeah. And I think that's all I really want to talk about. I want to plug the best jiu-jitsu Patreon on the earth. What's the title of that? And do you want to talk, what's the biggest thing you're excited for you got coming up?
Yeah, so this Patreon Max Hanson BJJ, it's like 150 plus breakdowns, techniques, and lifting tutorials. I use the Westside CrossFit method, which is adjusted for sports jiu-jitsu athletes specifically, so if you want to learn that, it's only $10. But for me, right now I'm most focused on ADCC trials, but honestly, I do want to become a world champion before the year ends. That'll be in December. I'm hyper-focused on both of those tournaments, trials, and worlds. For worlds for sure. I want to win worlds. I want to be a world champion.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate it, bro. Have a safe drive. I love you to death, man. Have a great day.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Peace.
Yeah, I hope you have a good day, brother. I love you, man.
Yep. Thank you, y'all. That was great. Max Hanson. This will be up either later tonight or tomorrow. I love you. Drake's Takes. Peace.